Most people have parties and resolutions on the brain as New Year's approaches, but hockey fans only have one thing on their minds: the Winter Classic. The NHL's outdoor game on or around January 1st has been an annual tradition for more than a decade and a half now. And over the years, the Winter Classic has produced a bevy of unforgettable moments. Now this season, for the first time ever, the Winter Classic will actually take place on New Year's Eve instead of New Year's Day or January 2nd, with the Chicago Blackhawks hosting the St. Louis Blues at Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs, on December 31st. And to get you in the mood for the Windy City Holiday Showdown, here are the top 5 most memorable Winter Classic moments.
Play clock at 5, score 4 goals, 3, 2 home running, and 1.
To kick things off, we're going back to last January. At number 5, we've got Joey Daccord's shutout of the reigning Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights in the 2024 Winter Classic. Just months into his first season as the Seattle Kraken's starting netminder, Daccord turned in what was arguably the finest performance by a goaltender in Winter Classic history. In front of more than 47,000 fans at T-Mobile Park, home of the Seattle Mariners, Daccord denied all 35 shots he faced to record the first shutout ever in the Winter Classic and lead the Kraken to a 3-0 victory over the reigning champs. And those 35 saves included some real beauties, including this one on Jack Eichel with time expiring in the third.
No surprise that his son is a terrific goalie in his own right. Oh! There's Eichel! Oh, and he's robbed! Off the board!
On cue!
Wow!
This was just Daccord's second NHL shutout, believe it or not. And it came outdoors on New Year's Day in front of the biggest home crowd he'll likely ever play in front of. Pretty cool. Alright, at number 4, we've got Cory Perry's Walk of Shame in the 2020 Winter Classic, which obviously isn't in the same spirit as Daccord's shutout, but you can't say it wasn't memorable. Not even 3 minutes into the New Year's Day showdown between the Nashville Predators and Dallas Stars at the Cotton Bowl, in front of the second biggest crowd in NHL history, Perry delivered a vicious elbow to the head of Ryan Ellis, ending the Nashville defenseman's night after only 2 shifts. That earned Perry, a player with a history of questionable hits, a game misconduct, resulting in a long, lonely, embarrassing walk back to the dressing room after only 38 seconds of ice time. Ultimately, Perry landed a 5-game suspension for his elbow, and he remains to this day the only player ever to receive a game misconduct in a Winter Classic. Alright, at number 3, we've got a good, clean hit that may well be the finest of Brent Seabrook's illustrious career, a career that included 3 Stanley Cup championships. And this one also went down at Wrigley Field. In his first shift of the 2009 Winter Classic between his Blackhawks and the visiting Detroit Red Wings, Seabrook unleashed the most rewatchable hit in the history of the event, depositing Dan Cleary into the Blackhawks bench. That thunderous hit, which came just minutes after puck drop, sent the crowd of almost 41,000 into an absolute frenzy. And get this, when Cleary finally managed to get himself back onto the ice, the Red Wings were called for a too many men penalty. Man, talk about insult to injury. Moving on. At number 2, the second greatest moment in Winter Classic history, and surprisingly the first goal on our list, comes courtesy of the Magic Man. Now there have been a lot of awesome, memorable goals in the Winter Classic. Evgeny Malkin, Marco Sturm, Eric Fehr. But none of those compared to the goal that Pavel Datsyuk scored in the 2009 Winter Classic, the same game that the Seabrook hit took place in. With the game tied at 3-3 late in the second, Datsyuk, then at the height of his dangling powers, did what he does best, embarrassing multiple defenders before beating a helpless goalie to put his team on top. Want to know the craziest thing though? That might not even be Datsyuk's nastiest Winter Classic goal. 5 years later, he potted a shootout goal against the Toronto Maple Leafs that would bring tears to your eyes. But I digress. That guy was a sorcerer. And that brings us to number 1. Really quickly though, before I reveal the top moment in Winter Classic history, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to follow the score on all socials. Alright, enough talk, here it is. At number 1, the greatest moment in Winter Classic history has to be Sidney Crosby's game-winning heroics in the inaugural Winter Classic. On New Year's Day in 2008, more than 71,000 people braved ridiculously snowy conditions and temperatures around freezing to watch the Penguins and Sabres do battle at the then-named Ralph Wilson Stadium, home of the Buffalo Bills, in the NHL's first ever regular season outdoor game on American soil. And this was 2008, right? A 20-year-old Crosby was in just his 3rd season at the NHL level, but he was already very clearly the best player on the planet. In fact, the season prior, Crosby became the youngest player in NHL history to win the Art Ross Trophy as the league's leading scorer. It's no surprise, in other words, that the league wanted to showcase him in the first ever Winter Classic. And Sid the Kid did not disappoint. In extremely challenging conditions, Crosby shined, assisting on Colby Armstrong's first period goal and generating 5 of Pittsburgh's 25 shots on net. And when he got the chance to put the game away for the Penguins, after 65 minutes of hockey didn't produce a winner, Crosby, as per usual, came through.
Now walking towards the net, comes in slowly. Game on his stick right here. Score! Penguins win!
You could hear Sid screaming, yeah, all the way to Cole Harbor.
So there you have it. Those are our top 5 most memorable Winter Classic moments. Which ones did we get right? Which ones did we get wrong? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button and follow The Score on all socials. That's it for me. I'm Jonah Birenbaum. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time.